Well, it's a very good morning to my friends on YouTube. A happy new year, and for me, a happy new season. Welcome to season 2 of Bluebird Adventures. And for those of you new to the channel, I am not from Denmark, as my t-shirt would suggest, but actually a Brit who is now settled and living in Entebbe in Uganda. And for those of you who subscribed and liked my videos in season 1 last year, thanks for sticking around and hope you enjoy the future videos as I ride my Simba UG 125X in and around Entebbe and Kampala, and hopefully this year further afield as we explore Uganda from a Brit's point of view. And certainly from my point of view, having made one season now of videos, I hope I've learnt a lot about my riding skills. I hope I've also learnt a lot about the area of Uganda, and also hopefully you'll find the camera quality a little bit better from my first couple of videos from season 1. If you'd like to go back and watch my first Entebbe ride, episode 2 from season 1, then please feel free to check that one out. Anyway, we've just ridden down Bussenbagger Road, and I'm just going to include a few back roads this time and not just stick to the main roads, so you can get a little bit of a perspective on the tarmac and the marram and a few little cut-throughs that I found on the way. I'd taken a small break recently just to catch up on a few rides that I just wanted to do for myself, and didn't take the camera with me out for a couple of rides. I was using the motorbike really for what it was intended for, like getting the shopping and going to the bakery and things like that. So it's great to be back on the road and sharing on YouTube with you once again. And on a slightly negative note, I did actually have a small accident which knocked my confidence a little bit recently, where I was riding through a crowd of school children coming out from school, and one small girl crossed the road in front of me and wasn't looking at all, and it was either my bike crashing or her in hospital, and of course I took the hit, a little bit bruised and cut, but we're back on the road now, and hopefully that's not going to happen again. So this is Market Lane, and there is a huge Saturday market here. I'm going to take a right onto Katabi Road and take the service road past the shops, and then another right onto Puli Road, heading towards Nachurgo area this morning. Wow, that was so close. Why did her friend push her towards me and not towards the path? There are really a lot of pedestrians here with a laissez-faire attitude towards road safety. I can't believe it sometimes. A little reminder to me though to keep myself on guard at all times. Well, I really enjoyed Pooley Road. The recent rains have made everything so green, and it was great to see all the activity going on in that street, and the people are so friendly here. There are a few steep lanes which link the lower roads to the middle roads and the upper roads, and this one is going to be a real test of my hill start. And for those of you who ride motorbikes, you'll know what I'm talking about. Thankfully, that was a successful hill start. I've stalled many times doing that. Back on the tarmac road and heading towards Nachurgo once again. This area is signposted towards the paediatric hospital, and we're currently on the Bishop Dunstan Subuga road. Barring a few small speed bumps along the way, this is quite an easy ride, and I'm enjoying this road. It's empty and I can take my time. Not only can I enjoy the ride, but also it's not a complete blur for you watching here on YouTube. I'm heading down the hill now, and the paediatric hospital is straight ahead. I'm passing the Bangor football ground, and I'm going to turn left just after that and ride past the Special Forces barracks. So after enjoying the tarmac for a little while, I'm back on the Marram, and I notice that on my right the barracks is actually being developed, and for years they've been living, the married quarters have been tin huts, and you can see them behind these very new modern terrace blocks, which is great news for those who are serving in the armed forces. Some proper living accommodation after so many years. Great to see. Just after the barracks, and coming up ahead is Bangor Beach, which is on our way to Nachurgo. And I was a little bit worried I could hear banging, thinking it was my motorcycle, but actually quite relieved they're doing some repairs on the fishing boats down there. I notice in front of me that the Sessi Island ferry is back in service. You can see it in the distance, and I have a funny story about that. I took that ferry by mistake once, thinking it was just going across to the other side of the lake, and it was actually a 3-hour ride to Sessi Island, which if you look on Google Maps is quite some way away. I perhaps won't make that mistake again, but I will take the ferry sometime to show you Sessi Island. I'm now heading towards the Nachurgo market area. During wet weather this road has been impassable at times, but I've noticed that they are now working on the drainage, and despite the fact we've had some rain over the last few days, I can just about get through this area this time. Midweek is definitely quieter here. I'll bring you down here on a Saturday morning sometime. You can hardly get through. There's cars queuing for the ferry, a full Saturday market down here. It's quite good fun, but so many more people. I'm lucky to get through and show you this when it's much quieter. So here's where my Britishness comes through. I'm not sure whether to call this Kiwafu Road or Chiwafu Road, as the locals may say it. If you know, please put it in the comments. I'd be interested to know whether it's a K sound or a Ch. Thank you. Anyway, whatever the name, it's the long stretch of road which goes from Nachurgo to Entebbe Road towards the airport, and it's experiencing some major overhauls at the moment to the sewerage, and eventually I think it's going to get tarmacked. But here is something that you don't often see, particularly I don't see in UK. of men physically putting up telegraph poles, usually a machine. Now, I've been told by my wife that they normally chant as they're putting up the pole. The foreman says something and they all respond with each push. But apparently, if you record it, it may not make YouTube because it's so obscene. So this was quite a polite group putting up the telegraph pole here. I would normally ride all the way along this road, but because there's so many roadworks, I'm going to take a left in a while and go up the Buwaya Rise all the way to the top of the hill, and I'm going to pick up Nachugo Road at the point of the Uganda Virus Institute. One thing I have noticed in Entebbe is that generally the tarmac roads are great, except for this area where it's like dancing the pothole polka. You get the idea. I was reminded once again what I said at the beginning of this video when I said Happy New Year, of course, in January. And to my friends living in UK, you're probably not riding at this point your motorbikes because of the winter season. But I don't know whether I've said this before here in Uganda, because we're on the equator. The temperature is constant all year, and our only seasons are rain and sun, so I can enjoy my riding throughout the year. So passing the government central medical stores on the left, I'm heading towards Entebbe High Street, and I'm going to take a left, head down the hill, and then back home. But I'm just thinking there may be something I need for lunch on the way. So as a Brit, I tend to point out things which are unusual for me to see here in Uganda. Not things I would see in UK, but are perfectly normal here. And in front is a lady who is preferring to sit side saddle on a motorbike. Not something you see in UK, but perfectly acceptable here. heading towards the trading area just prior to getting home, and I've got lunch on my mind. My wife made a lovely pea and eggplant casserole. It's in the fridge, and I thought something really good like a Sudanese bread would go down well. So there's a bakery just up the road. I'm going to call in and see if I can get the bread from them. It's 1,000 Uganda shillings for 2 flatbreads, which is around about 20 pence or 10 pence each. Great value. But the man is telling me that they finished baking for today and that they're all being sold across the road in the shop. So I'm heading across the road now to pick up the bread for lunch. Thank you so much. Lunch sorted, and I'm heading off home. Thanks for joining me this morning on my second ride around Entebbe. Plenty more to see, so if you've enjoyed the video this morning, please press the like button and subscribe, and then you can look forward to getting the notifications of when the next video comes out. I'm Brass Birdie, and this has been Brass Birdie Adventures. Thanks for watching.